Hello and welcome. My name is Andrew Reed. Today we're going to talk about proposal user fields and some other field-related enhancements that have been implemented in version 9.3.109 of ProPricer. First, we will cover the proposal user fields feature and how it allows you to customize the general page of the proposal properties. Proposal user fields replace the custom text fields that could be created in proposal defaults in previous versions of ProPricer. Next, we will cover an enhancement that has been added to summary fields. The enhancement allows you to create a hierarchical structure in the summary field list by defining parent-child relationships between each of your summary field values. This can be extremely useful when you need to group or roll up your summary fields when creating reports. Lastly, I'll show you how you can require that a resource field is selected on an estimate in order to save it. Let's begin with proposal user fields. First, I will open up the setup ribbon and select the proposal user fields button over here. By the way, in ProPricer version 9.3.108 and earlier, this button says Proposal Defaults. If you see Proposal Defaults here, then we recommend upgrading to the latest version of ProPricer to use the latest enhancements. So, I'll click on the Proposal User Fields button. Then in the window that opens, I will go to the Field Definitions grid and enter a name for the new custom field that I want to create. Let's call it Priority. Over here, under the Data Type column, I will select the type of data that can be entered in this field. I have a choice between dates, numbers, values from a predefined list, or just a text field that anything can be entered into. For this example, I will select the list data type because I want to build a list of predefined values that can be selected. Once the data type is chosen, you can see that the values grid below becomes available, allowing me to input the different value options for this list. I will create 3 values for this priority field, called low, medium, and high. Finally, I need to make sure everything is saved in both of these grids. Now that I'm finished with the proposal user field, let's open the general page of the proposal properties and check it out. As you can see, the field we have just created has been placed here at the bottom of the general page. Since I selected the list data type and created predefined values, a drop-down menu is available. Clicking this drop-down menu shows all the values that I set up for this field. Now, it is important to note that proposal user fields are created on a system level, meaning that this field will now appear on all the proposals in your ProPricer database. Okay, so for now, I'm just going to select low. While I'm still in the properties, let's move over to the summary fields folder and show you what's in there. As I mentioned earlier, with this enhancement, you can link different summary field values together in a parent-child relationship. To use this capability, the data type of the summary field must be set to list, and you must have predefined values. So, I will select my WBS summary field, then click the value list to view my predefined WBS values. In this list, there is a column called Parent, where you can select a parent for each value. As you can see, I have 4 values defined in my WBS summary field. To create a hierarchy between these values, I'm going to create a couple new parent values. So, on the empty row under the value column, I'm going to create 2 or more values, 1 and 2. Then, in the parent column, I'm going to assign 1 as the parent of 1.1.1 and 1.1.2, and I'll make 2 as the parent of 2.1.1 and 2.1.2. Now, I can summarize or roll up all the tasks with WBS 1.1.1 and 1.1.2 as a single entry and tasks with WBS 2.1.1 and 2.1.2 as a single entry. This can be very helpful when organizing your proposal data when running reports. I'll show you how that looks really quick. I'm going to run the elements of cost report for this proposal. If I just change the summary field to WBS and run the report right away, then if I go back to the report options and select the hierarchical mask rollup and perform rollup checkboxes and run the report again, you can also see values 1 and 2. Notice that they are totals of their child values. And if I want to hide those child values, I can go back to the report options, enter a report level mask of 1, and run the report again. And it will only show the values of 1 and 2. Pretty handy. Okay, last but not least, I want to show you a little enhancement that has been added to the resource fields. In the resource field definitions grid, you may notice that there is a column called Required. When the checkbox under this column is selected, it means that the resource field must be selected on all estimates in order for them to be saved. To set a resource field as required with the checkbox, the resource field must already have a value entered in every estimate in the proposal. Let me show you how it works. So for this organizational resource field, I'll select the required checkbox and click OK. As you can see, after I select a resource in the Resource Hours Units cost grid, under the Resource Field column, this yellow triangle icon appears. This means that I must enter a value here in order to save the new estimate. Okay, so let's review what's been covered in today's episode. We began with proposal user fields and learned how you can customize the general page of your proposal properties with them. Then we learned about the parent-child relationship that can be set up for individual summary field values. With this relationship between summary field values established, you can use a hierarchical roll-up for the summary field when running reports in ProPricer. Lastly, we covered how you can require a resource field value to be selected in order to save a new estimate. Again, all of these great features are available in version 9.3.109 of ProPricer and later. If you enjoyed the video and found it helpful, please share it with your colleagues who use ProPricer. If you have any questions about ProPricer, please email us directly. Again, my name is Andrew Reed, and as always, thanks for watching.